Something maybe you didn't know, April is Autism Awareness Month. And the way autism gets represented in media actually does impact the way people see individuals who are on that pretty wide spectrum of autism.
Yes, Casey Mendoza with Scripps News introduces us to a young man who believes that stories like his are starting to be told.
From medical dramas to family cartoons, more television series are highlighting what it's like to live with autism spectrum disorder, a developmental disability caused by differences in the brain. Earlier this year, a clip from the Disney Plus original series The Proud Family, Louder and Prouder, went viral for what several viewers called an honest depiction of an autism diagnosis.
BB is highly intelligent, absolutely fearless. It's a common indicator of...
An indicator of what?
It really highlights, the fact there are some people out there that equate people on the spectrum with being, you could fill in the blank, like not really good things. So just like Mr. Proud in that clip.
27-year-old Matthew Kenslow is the author of Juggling the Issues, Living with Asperger's Syndrome, a memoir about living on the autism spectrum and facing discrimination growing up. He says the representation of ASD in the Proud Family revival is accurate, both because of Mr. Proud's immediate negative reaction and the episode's thorough explanation of the need for early intervention and support.
Needing support doesn't equate to lack of ability.
Joining us now, as you see there, is the author himself, Matthew Kenslow. Matthew, thanks so much for being with us this afternoon. We really do appreciate it. So nice to talk to you, and you're doing such great work. And I get the sense that you're really focused on changing perhaps what you feel is either the misrepresentation or misunderstanding that many of us have about autism. What do you want people to really take away from your work and from your own personal life?
I want people to take away the fact that disability or not, anybody could do whatever they set their heart and mind to do, and to not allow a label of having a disability to stop them or slow them down. I like viewing having a disability as rather a different ability to live life, and I believe autism has given me a different lens with which to view the world.
Isn't that the truth? We like to say on this show, Matthew, that we all have our superpowers, right? And you really ought to be congratulated for publishing a book already. I mean, you're so young, and to do that, that's an accomplishment in and of itself. And we saw in the piece a look at the cover of the book. It's titled Juggling the Issues. I'm curious, Matthew, was there ever a point in your life, a moment, an issue, an incident, anything in particular that sort of spawned that desire to want to go ahead, write the book, and get it published for everyone in the world to read?
There have been a lot of ups and downs in my life, a lot of pluses and a lot of minuses, and I have endured a lot of the minuses throughout life, which included some discrimination, or more like a lot of discrimination. Throughout school, it kind of bit subsided when I got to middle school, but after I graduated high school, I still faced it in the neighborhood and such, and I just wanted to tell my story and just explain from my firsthand experience, this is what I have. Here are some of the issues that we are dealing with. Here's some of the amazing things that we could do if we set our hearts to it. And I guess that's what drove me to publish this book.
It's wonderful.
And beyond the book, you're pretty prolific at social media as well, YouTube and Instagram. You have quite a following there as well. How important is social media to you in terms of getting your message out there? And do you see what you're putting out there resonating with other people? What do you hear from others about what you share?
I believe social media is a powerful tool to really speak to a lot of people around the world, and I've received a lot of great feedback from people on my book page on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube. There's one person said that I was giving her and her son hope that you could do whatever you set your mind to. Another person said, please continue to share your story, because knowing my story helps them understand and gives them hope. There's a friend in Scotland who started following me on YouTube, saying that I'm letting her understand her son better and such. And those are some of the comments that bring me joy, because it makes me know that what I'm doing, what I'm putting out there, is resonating with people.
Sure. That's going to be a wonderful feeling, Matthew. Oh, go ahead,
Oh,
Robert.
no, one more,
Yeah.
I was just, one more quick question.
Sure.
I just wondered, we saw in that clip from the animated film about the moment of diagnosis, and I'm wondering, what was that moment like for you and your initial reaction, and then how does that initial reaction compare to the life you're living and the work you're doing now?
What's very interesting, I had the diagnosis when I was 6 years old, and I wasn't formally told until I was like a freshman in high school. And that's kind of the moment when my life sort of made sense. I was wondering why I felt a little different. I was wondering why I had a speech impediment. I was wondering why some of my classmates kind of viewed me in a strange way. I mean, not all the classmates, but there's a lot of people that viewed me in a strange way. So I guess when I like had that moment and just asked my mother like what I have, and she told me, I think that kind of made my life make sense. And I guess I was glad in a sense to know that.
Matthew, you're being such a great role model for others and for anybody who might be watching this show and that may be living with autism. What words of wisdom do you have for them, please?
My words of wisdom is not to allow the label of autism to slow you down. If I could do all the things that I could do with autism, like get a couple of degrees, math credential, publish a book and such, then you can too. Like, don't set standards based on other people because we're all unique. And we're all unique and have different skill sets.
That's the truth.
Yep.
Exactly.
Labels are one thing, how you live actually is another.
Yeah. Oh, Matthew Kenslow, congratulations to you on the publishing of your book. And we wish you so much more continued success. I hope you'll come back on the program sometime again soon.
Thank you.
Take good care.
All right. Awesome. What a great guy.
Great guy.
We'll be right back.